Yo, what is going on, guys? It's One Solo here with ASQD Gaming, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for some more State of Decay 2. So in today's video, we're actually going to be talking about a couple different things, a couple theories, and then obviously one that's sort of confirmed and stuff. So the two topics that we're going to talk about in today's video is the return of Lily Ritter as well as CLEO. So these are two big things in State of Decay 1 that are going to be probably making a return to State of Decay 2. So the first one being Lily Ritter. So she was a character in the first game that we actually, in some of the gameplays that we've seen over the last few days, she shows up on the radio in State of Decay 2 talking to your character about a couple of different things, and then as well as mentioning some of the characters from State of Decay 1. So I'm going to roll that clip and then we'll come back and talk about it here in a sec.
Hey folks, Queen here. Talking with somebody who wants to share a reminder of how far we've come. Lily?
Some of you don't know that the network started as just a few survivors holed up in a little church. I'm here today because of those survivors. My father, my brother Jacob, Marcus, Ed, Maya, even Alan. They aren't all here to see what we've accomplished. But I know they'd be proud of all of you.
So there you guys have it. You know, she comes over the radio and she's talking to you about like the network, which is a group of survivors that she is still part of, and I don't believe that's what it was called in the first game. But she also mentions, you know, some other survivors that were in the first game, obviously, you know, Jacob, Marcus, Ed, Maya, and Alan. And she goes on to say that, you know, some of these people aren't here to see the progress that they've made, so a few of those, if not all of them, are dead. So you won't be probably seeing any return of those characters. But you know, the big question here is are we going to see Lily in the game? Are we going to actually see, you know, her in physically in the game, or is she just going to be kind of that voice over the radio that she was predominantly known for in the first game? But overall, you know, I think that's something that a lot of people can get excited about, especially people that are fans of the first game. You know, having a returning character from the game that you know and love is huge for any sequel, especially one, you know, there's, you know, with Lily Ritter, it's kind of you're kind of torn, I guess you could say, torn down the middle, because yes, everybody kind of loved her as a character, but then a lot of people say that, you know, she was just the annoying voice, you know, over the radio, and, you know, who really wants to have her return? So on that note, you know, we don't actually know, you know, if she's physically going to be in the game or she's just going to be kind of that voice over the radio. But it was kind of cool to see, you know, some sort of a returning character from the first game coming back for State of Decay 2, even if it is just on the radio. So the next thing we're going to be talking about, guys, is CLEO. So for those of you guys that do not know what CLEO is, I'm going to actually kind of break this down as, you know, by the book as I possibly can on what CLEO is. That way, for instance, some of you guys out there that have not played the first game will know kind of what this is. So CLEO is a presumably military or paramilitary organization which appears in State of Decay 2 Year 1 Survival Edition, and little else is known about CLEO. No CLEO personnel directly appear in the story. CLEO appearances are limited to regular supply drops over Trumbull Valley containing food, medicine, weapons, ammunition, and construction materials and stuff. It's not clear whether or not these are intended for emergency supplies for survivors or intended for some possibly deceased group of operatives. CLEO has access to a number of powerful custom weapons. So these supply drops that are dropped in the first game are specialized packages dropped from aircraft containing supplies with marked by radio beacon to allow them to be located. The problem with that is these radio beacons produce an audible signal and thus often attract zombies, including special infected, you know, like juggernauts and stuff. So it is recommended that the player bring heavy firepower when attempting to retrieve one, particularly later in the game when these crates are more likely to attract bloaters and juggernauts, which cannot effectively be dispatched by running them over in a vehicle. So that is basically a by the book definition of what CLEO is when with the supply drops and stuff. So I'm actually going to play a clip here from a live stream the other day from Undead Labs, where one of the guys in the stream actually asks the devs if CLEO will be returning. And the reason I honestly feel that this is something that's going to be returning in State of Decay 2 is how he answers the question. He sort of sidesteps it at first and kind of gives the impression that, you know, it is going to be coming back to the game. So I'm just going to play that clip and kind of let you guys judge it for yourself, and then we'll come back and talk about it a little bit more.
So that's, yeah, super stuff in there.
Hello, Plagueheart.
Aiden and Danny is asking whether CLEO is making a return. I'm not going to answer that. It's kind of, let you discover when or if CLEO makes another appearance. So not promising that one way or the other. Got to keep it cagey when it comes to CLEO.
So there you guys can kind of see how when he was asked about CLEO, my personal opinion, I wouldn't say that he sidesteps the question. It's more along the lines of when he says, I'm going to leave it to you guys to find out, when or if, I mean, it's kind of up in the air of whether or not CLEO will make a return. But personally, with the way State of Decay 2 plays, the mechanics, the stamina system and everything, I think it would be a really cool mechanic to have these CLEO supply drops back in State of Decay 2, just because it kind of increases the intensity of a situation when you have to go and collect one of these supply drops, especially when it comes with all of these specialized weapons, specialized melee weapons, as well as specialized firearms and ranged weapons and stuff. And I think this would be a really cool mechanic to have in State of Decay 2. Obviously, with cooperative mode and stuff, you're going to be able to have, 4 players kind of go and try to take down one of these supply drops. And then obviously with the different types of zombies and increased difficulty and stuff, depending on how far along you are in the game. I just think that this is I wouldn't say a crucial mechanic, because the game looks really, really good with all the mechanics that are currently in the game. But I feel as if it could really add to some uniqueness and just overall really cool gameplay mechanics and stuff if they had, the CLEO system, with the military guys. Maybe the military guys will make an appearance for themselves. In the first game, no actual CLEO personnel was directly up, they directly appeared in the story. But these supply drops were pretty much, that was CLEO. And I really think that would be a really cool addition to this game, is to kind of give some of that a little bit of a story, maybe have some surviving members of the, CLEO military corporation be in State of Decay 2, and then maybe along the lines of some cool different supply drops and stuff that would make an appearance in the game. I just really think that would kind of amp up the gameplay around those situations, because with the permadeath and then all of the increased zombies and stuff in that situation, and obviously being able to play 4-player co-op, going and tracking down these supply drops for some rare loot would be a pretty cool mechanic. But overall, guys, that is all for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was something that I really wanted to talk about for the last, week or so, with the return of Lily, and then with the live stream the other day talking about possibly the return of CLEO. I couldn't pass this up. I kind of wanted to bring all this information to you guys in one video instead of breaking it up into multiple videos. But like I said, that's all for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, if you guys think CLEO is going to be returning in State of Decay 2, you guys are excited about the launch, less than 2 weeks away, make sure to slap that like button. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all things State of Decay 2. I'm going to be covering this game very in-depth leading up to and after the launch on May 22nd. But that is all for now, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.